What's up guys, in this video I will be explaining everything there is to know about third partying in Apex Legends. The first part will be about how to combat them so you have an easier time dealing with third parties, and the second part will be about how to third party more effectively yourself. The main reason behind making this video is, well, a lot of people have been asking, how do I pull off third parties more effectively? And then others ask how to deal with third parties in Apex. So since both of these topics are related, I figured I would combine both of them into one video. Now, if you get value out of this video, please consider subscribing as I post a ton of quality Apex content. So let's get into how to deal with third parties in Apex. I've narrowed down 4 specific important factors when it comes to third partying. Number 1 is going to be when. Is it a fight-off drop in a busy POI like a States with multiple other teams? Or is it possibly an isolated 50-50 on the edge of the map? Or even is it a fight in the middle of the game in East Fragment with 12 other teams alive? Number 2 is going to be where. The POI that you are in is a huge indicator on if you will get third partied or not. Center of the map, more popular spot, higher likelihood of third party. Edge of the map, not as likely, especially if that edge of the map isn't going to be in the next zone. Number 3 is your loot, especially your heals and ammo. Are you able to heal up quickly or armor swap, or do you have enough ammo to even take on the next fight? These factors significantly play a role in how a third party comes down and if you're able to withstand it. Number 4 is going to be timing, and this may be the most important one. How long a fight goes on is a huge way to know if you'll get third partied or not. The longer the fight takes, the more likely people hear those shots and want to join in. In Apex, you can hear shots from what feels like miles away. So the longer that goes on, the more likely people hear that, they want to jump in, they want to get involved if they're not already busy themselves. If you understand these 4 factors and you're aware of your surroundings, then you instantly have an advantage on dealing with third parties. The more experience you have in Apex, the more likely you are to be ready for predictable third parties. The info you'll gather in any given game will be based on a lot of variables, but the more repetition of these experiences will lead to being more aware of what's about to come down. And therefore, in a lot of instances, if you are expecting the third party, you'll already have a jump on the fight. It's when those third parties come out of nowhere and you just weren't ready for them that really bring you down. And listen, there will be a lot of times where beating that first team and then beating the third party just doesn't go your way, and that's okay. It happens to everyone. Frankly, it will be impossible in a lot of instances, and I know it can be discouraging, but you gotta try to learn from it and take that knowledge with you for your next game. Now in ranked, third parties are going to be way more aggressive and methodical. People will do some really cringe things to third party you and your team, especially if you reach the higher ranks. This is when third parties are much quicker and very hard to deal with. The 2 reasons are this. People want to take an uneven fight so they can secure their KP and try to max out their points. The other reason is the kill feed. Now, really good players use the kill feed like a GPS. They will listen for gunshots and identify what weapon it is, and if that matches, they can see in real time who's winning the fight and who's losing. So if they see one team cleanly wipe another team, they will not be so eager to third party them. Why? Because they assume 3 people are up and fairly healthy. But if they see 2 knocks on both sides, and then whichever team wins it, that third party is drooling at the mouth, because all they need to do is go in there and take out that last standing person, and they end up getting 3 KP because the team that originally knocked the first 2 is eliminated. So the KP transfers to whoever cleans up the fight. I believe they should remove the kill feed in at least ranked and competitive. It's a really cheesy way to gather way too much info for doing little to no work. And I definitely think it would help with the third parties as well. If you play casually and you can't really figure out why you're getting third partied all the time, well, it's probably 2 reasons. First being you're unaware of where you are and how many people are still alive. You guys have to look at the number of squads and the number of people that's shown in the right-hand corner of your screen. The game should start with 20 squads and 60 people. More people alive, more likely third parties will come down. And number 2 is the fight is probably starting mid to long range and then slowly working its way closer. But that goes back to my initial factor of timing. The longer the engagement, the more likely other teams hear that and look to get involved. If you're playing for action and you just want to get better, then don't worry about it. Just try to be aggressive and take every single fight you can. But if you're playing more cautious and you just want to win the game, then you must pay attention to all of the factors I listed previously. Whether you're trying to third party more successfully or deal with third parties, it's no secret Legends play a huge role in this matter. To highlight a few, let's talk about Season 8 when the Octane jump pad and the Revenant totem became a meta, especially in high ranked. So you would hit the Revenant totem with your teammates and then fly on the jump pad. You'd be there to third party a team, silently floating through the air in shadow form. Abilities like the Revenant totem are obviously great to be aggressive with third parties because, hey, if you go to third party and it doesn't work out, well, you get sent back. And if it does work out, well, then you still have a second push because you got a free setback being in shadow form. Mobility legends also do well in third party scenarios, whether they can use their mobilities to get out or to get in. You could Pathfinder zipline in, you could Wraith portal out, arise and queue up onto height, buy some time. Defensive legends also play an important role, especially people like Caustic, Rampart, maybe Watson, I guess. You know, you could be in a building in a favorable position, just finish a squad, you won that fight, another team's trying to pour through. Well, these defensive legends can help buy you time. It's not necessarily that that third party won't be able to fight you, but you may be able to get a little bit extra time, whereas with some other legends, you may not. Like, let's say you could armor swap quickly, reload both your guns, pop a syringe, do any number of things. Caustic is great for that. I say that having over 15,000 kills on Caustic, you know, that's one of the main reasons I really like Caustic, being able to kind of fight people on my own timeline. I really like that about him. But every legend is going to have their pros and cons when it comes to trying to third party or trying to deal with third parties. And it's just about mastering their abilities. And if you'd like further guidance on how to play certain legends, please refer to my channel page because I do a ton of guides on a bunch of things, especially legends. So if you guys want to be better at third partying, you already heard me talk about the kill feed and ways to use that to gather more information. And we already covered using your legends abilities as well. Another way to be better at third partying is going to be being very aggressive. If you can just get to the team that just won their fight before they're able to armor swap or fully heal, then you should be able to clean up that fight fairly easily. If you're going to be aggressively third partying in Apex, just please avoid doing it to me though if you see me in your games. That's just one of the rules for me giving you all of these tips. So when I'm playing with my friends and it's high stakes, like a ranked match, let's say, one of the most simple ways to deal with third parties is going to be don't get knocked. If we all don't get downed or try our absolute best not to, we are going to have a higher chance of winning that next fight that comes through very quickly. You may hear this being said if you watch competitive Apex, and that's because it really puts your team in a vulnerable position if one of you gets knocked. Remember what I said about the kill feed? That info is displayed to your opponents. Now, obviously, no one plans on getting knocked, but there are some simple little things you can do to stay alive most of the time. So if you're playing with a pre-made squad, I strongly encourage trying to cover this point when you guys play. And I know I already covered timing, but to be honest, timing is the name of the game when it comes to this. If you can figure out the perfect time to strike on a third party, along with being aggressive and hitting your shots, you have a very high chance of winning those third parties you get involved in. Be careful though, if you are solo and you think you're going to clean up a fight by third partying and the team has already had enough time to armor swap and or heal, a situation can change in a matter of seconds from squad wiping a good team because they're weak to them being fully healthy and just 3v1ing you. I hope this video helped you guys understand the nature of third parties in Apex Legends. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button as it does help the video out and I would truly appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching and I'll catch you on the next upload. Peace.